All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking out that berm right over there, or we're going to start taking it out. It's going to be a long project. It's going to take a lot of time. We're going to take it out with that skid steer right there, and we're going to put all the dirt in that dump trailer right there, and we're going to haul it off one load at a time and give it to my neighbors. Okay, let's jump into action. I'm going to start by just kind of taking a little bit off the edge here. So I've been thinking about this day for a lot of years. I've noticed, I don't know, it's been 15, 20 years, something like that, since this pile of dirt has been here. And so I don't really remember what's inside of it. It was the dirt from the excavation of my swimming pool, and also a few other swimming pools in the area. Thought a berm would be cool with some trees behind it, and it was for a while, for I don't know, 15 years. Just gonna put this right here. Let's see, this dirt's pretty wet. It's kind of heavy. Let's see how it's going to do if it'll rise. It'll raise, and I think it could probably take some more, but it's really wet. This dirt's really wet. I know you see me working with the dirt a little bit, you know, picking it up, dumping it out. before I put it in here. I'm trying to kind of break up some of the clumps a little bit, because when I take it over to my neighbors, you know, they may be working this with a shovel, you know, and not with a machine. So I'm gonna try to break it up a little bit. It is not gonna be, you know, it's not topsoil, but it's pretty good dirt. So anyway, that's it for now until we take this load to the neighbors, which may be tomorrow. I may do it this afternoon. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But we're all hooked up. We got a little bit of a system going now, and we know how it's, how it's gonna go. So that's a pretty good start for today. So we shall carry on. All right, here's a little update on how this thing's going. This is a little pile that I'm keeping over here. This is good kind of black dirt that I'm keeping over here that probably going to need at some point to do some grading out. So I'm just going to stockpile that for a little while. And then this is where we're cut to on this berm. As you can see, there's some clay down inside of it, and it looks like it's got some good dirt on top of it. It's been, I don't know, 16, 17 years since we did this, so I can't remember exactly how it all played out, but relative to how the dirt was laid there. But evidently it was put in a way that we had the dirt from the swimming pool, which is probably a lot of that clay, and then I don't know if we had some topsoil brought in here. I remember there was some other swimming pools of dirt that we had delivered here, other people that were getting rid of their swimming pool dirt, and so we were taking it because we needed a big berm. But anyway, so this is kind of where it is right now. Delivered, I don't know, 8 or 10 loads, something like that. You see I got a big pile back there that got started, so but I'm just going to keep chipping away at it, and we'll just keep giving you updates as we go, and kind of keeping you apprised that you come along, be part of the little process. And so yeah, so that's kind of where we are. Okay, quick update. So we got all of the berm dirt removed, or most of it. There's one little bit of a hill down there that's left. That I'm going to use that dirt to fill this void that I'm about to create. So I got started on this already, but here's a little shot of what's about to happen. You see that right there? This is a drainage pipe that I put in when we installed the pool and did the berm and everything. And so the water that comes from over here would drain through here, and it would get in the pipe and it would go that way. When we installed the berm, I was going to need a way to kind of deal with any of this water that might need somewhere to go. Now that we're removing the berm, it's going to be able to, after I remove some of this, it's going to be able to shed and go the way that it would naturally go. So we've got to take this out. So what I did was, for this first section right here, before I remembered that I needed to film this, was I'm taking the forks on my fork attachment and sticking it in the end of the pipe and peeling it out. So it's fine, and it was working great. Then I got down here and it got a little close. So I decided that the best thing to do is maybe just to take this grapple and grab it and pull it out. Now I have to be careful because you can't see it, but in here is a water line, and that water line runs over here and it goes to this box right here, and inside this box right here is a spigot and a hose, and that's what I use to fill the pool with. So, you know, that's got to be careful of that. So, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to try to grab this and remove it, and hope that we don't make a mess. So let's try that, see how it goes. think that I'm gonna do some hand digging a little around here first. So this ground right here is kind of moving. I don't know if you can see that on film, but this is kind of moving a little bit when I pry this up. So I'm gonna hand dig around here just a little bit, just to get past this box, because I don't want to mess this pipe up that's in the ground here. So I hope I haven't already broken it, but anyway, that's the plan. So I'll hand dig this out, and then once I've kind of got that hand dug out, I'll be able to remove the rest. And the rest of this should be, hopefully shouldn't be too bad. So that's sort of the update for right now. This is super sketchy. I hope I don't tear the pipes out of the side of the pool and, you know, everything bad. So, I'm about to find out. Okay, that's about it. That'll wrap that up. That was a long project. That was a lot of dirt, more than I thought it was going to be. A lot of loads. I probably could have used a dump truck, to get it in and out of here, but it would have torn my driveway up, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I had to, to use a bunch of lighter loads with a dump trailer. It worked out. It wasn't too bad getting rid of all the dirt, and was able to help out some neighbors with the dirt, different folks in the community that needed some. So that worked out good. And I got, obviously the berm's all gone now. I've got it seeded and kind of raked in and leveled, and so it's looking good. And I'll just got to wait on the grass now. So let's take a look at it. So it's a little wet right now because I had the sprinklers running on it, but this is how it turned out. And at least that's just how it turned out for now. It's gonna need some time to grow some grass and check and make sure that the that it drains the right way, but it looks like it's going to. I've had a couple little rains since we did this, and it doesn't seem to be holding water anywhere, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that'll wrap this one up. Appreciate it, you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care.